You type "don't mention the price." The very next sentence names the price. That word "don't" has no delete key inside the model. Name a thing and you just aimed it there. Here's why this costs you. Every prompt with a negatives, "don't be formal, no bullet points, never mention that," is a coin flip you keep losing. And it feels random, so you blame the AI. It isn't random. Once you see what actually happens to your words inside the model, you'll know exactly how to phrase an instruction it follows the first time. Start with what happens the instant you hit enter. Your words don't stay words. The model chops your prompt into small chunks called tokens, roughly word-sized pieces. Then it turns each token into a long list of numbers that stands in for its meaning. Price, discount, formal, each becomes a point in the model's map of ideas. Here's the part that breaks everything. Nowhere in that map is there a not button. There is no minus sign you can attach to an idea. So "don't mention the price" and "mention the price" both light up the exact same point on the map, price. The model stores the topic. It does not store your ban on the topic. You wrote a prohibition, it heard a subject. Try the classic version yourself. Don't think of a pink elephant. Too late, you're picturing it trunk and all, because the only way to process pink elephant is to summon a pink elephant first, then try to push it away. The model has the same problem, minus the pushing away part. It summons and keeps. But if naming a thing activates it, how does the model choose what word comes next? Now the engine itself. The model writes one token at a time, and every single time it asks the same question. Given everything in front of me, what word is most likely to come next? Everything in front of it includes the words you wrote. So watch what you did. You typed "don't mention the discount." You just placed the word discount right there in the context. The pile of text the model is reading to guess the next word. And a word sitting in the context is a word with a higher chance of being predicted next. You didn't forbid it. You nominated it. Then there's the part that decides which of your earlier words matter most. The mechanism that lets discount pull hard on the next word. Think of it as a spotlight the model shines back over your prompt. It can point that spotlight straight at discount and make it loud. What it cannot do is shine a negative spotlight. There's no setting that means weigh this word, but in reverse. Loud or quiet, those are the only options. Never anti-loud. So the more central your forbidden word is, the harder the spotlight lands on it. Which explains a strange thing, why saying "don't" at all is so weak. So why is "don't" specifically such a weak word? Because in all the text the model learned from, negation is rare and quiet, while the topic word next to it is common and loud. Formal shows up everywhere. "Don't," in the sense of truly canceling the next idea, is subtle and easy to miss. When those two compete to steer the next word, the loud, familiar topic word wins almost every time. And here's the cruel twist. The harder you push, the worse it gets. Write seriously, do not bring up the price, and you've now stacked price into the context 3 times over. Every repeat is another vote for the very word you're guarding against. Emphasis backfires. You're not building a taller wall, you're painting a bigger target. Watch it happen in the wild. "Don't" write in a formal tone often comes back formal, sometimes with a little disclaimer stapled on. Here's a casual version, followed by 3 stiff paragraphs. The word "formal" stayed switched on the whole time, steering every sentence, because you handed it to the model and then asked the model to ignore it. It can't. So what actually works? Here's the fix, and it's one rule. Tell the model what to do, not what to avoid. Name the destination, not the ditch. Instead of describing the thing you fear, describe the thing you want, and let that fill the context instead. Watch the rewrites. "Don't be formal" becomes "write casually," like texting a friend. Now the words steering every sentence are "casually" and "friend," exactly the tone you're after. "Don't mention the price" becomes "focus only on the product's durability and design." Now durability and design are the loud words in the context, and price never enters the room. You didn't fight the machine. You fed it. Notice why this clicks with the engine we just built. The model steers toward whatever words are sitting in your prompt. That's the whole game. So a positive instruction is just you loading the context with the exact words you want predicted next. You're using the same spotlight that used to betray you, but now it's pointed at your target on purpose. Same mechanism, opposite result. Stop telling it where not to go and start handing it the map to where you want it. Pull it all together. The model has no delete key. It has no not operator, 0 nots, none anywhere in the machine. All it can do is steer toward the ideas already sitting in your prompt, which means every word you type is a vote for what comes next. Write a word and you've cast a ballot for it, even the words you wrapped in "don't." That's why "don't mention the price" names the price. You voted for price out loud, then hoped the model wouldn't count it. It always counts it. So here's the line to keep: stop forbidding, start directing. Describe the destination, never the ditch. And here's a 30-second habit that fixes most of your prompts. Before you hit enter, scan for 4 words: don't know, never, avoid. Every time you find one, flip it into a positive instruction that names what you actually want. You'll feel the difference in the very first reply. Remember the pink elephant you couldn't unsee, and the price that got named the instant you forbade it. Same trap every time. So test it, drop the negative instruction that keeps backfiring on you in the comments, the don't that won't die, and I'll reply with the positive rewrite that actually holds. Next up, why the model sometimes makes up a fact with total confidence.